After the fuel industry, food industry seems to be the next. Sardines running out in American markets.
Sardines are supposed to be one of the healthiest foods you can eat, packed with omega-3 fatty acids, high-quality protein, vitamin D, calcium, and essential minerals that support heart and brain health. But what most people don't realize is that not all sardine brands deliver the same benefits, and some can actually undermine the very health goals you're trying to achieve. Many popular brands sitting on US grocery shelves today are packed in low-quality soybean or cottonseed oil instead of olive oil or water, instantly reducing their nutritional value and adding inflammatory fats that your body doesn't need. Others contain extremely high sodium levels, sometimes exceeding 300 to 400 milligrams per serving, which can quietly push you toward hypertension if eaten regularly. Then there's the issue of sourcing. Not all sardines are harvested from clean, responsibly managed waters, and vague labeling practices can leave consumers in the dark about where their fish actually comes from. Brands like Chicken of the Sea, sardines in soybean oil, Beach Cliff sardines in mustard sauce, Bumblebee sardines in cottonseed oil, King Oscar sardines in certain flavored varieties, Season Brand sardines in spicy oil blends, Brunswick sardines in vegetable oil, Great Value sardines in soybean oil, and Crown Prince sardines in sauce-based versions often prioritize flavor and shelf stability over clean ingredients and transparency. That doesn't mean sardines are bad. It means you need to choose wisely. Safer options like Wild Planet sardines in extra virgin olive oil and Santo Amaro. European sardines focus on minimal ingredients, better oil quality, and more responsible sourcing, giving you the omega-3 benefits without unnecessary additives. The bottom line is simple. Sardines can be a nutritional powerhouse, but only if you read the label and avoid the cheap oils, heavy sodium, and unclear sourcing that too many brands hide behind attractive packaging. If this breakdown helped you see canned seafood differently, make sure you like, share, and subscribe for more eye-opening guides that help you shop smarter every time you step into a grocery store. 1. Chicken of the Sea. Sardines in soybean oil. Chicken of the Sea sardines in soybean oil is one of the most recognized canned seafood brands in the United States, and that recognition is exactly what makes it so easy to trust. The name sounds clean, simple, and even healthy. After all, sardines are known for omega-3 fatty acids, protein, vitamin D, and heart-supporting nutrients. But when you flip the can and look at the ingredients, the reality becomes far less impressive. The biggest red flag is the soybean oil. Instead of being packed in water or extra virgin olive oil, many of these sardines sit in highly refined soybean oil, a cheap industrial oil that is heavily processed and high in omega-6 fatty acids. While omega-6 fats are not inherently bad, the modern diet already contains far too much of them, and excessive intake can promote inflammation in the body. Sardines are praised for their anti-inflammatory omega-3s, but drowning them in refined vegetable oil weakens that benefit. It's like buying a health food and coating it in something your body already gets too much of. Sodium levels are another concern. A single serving can contain hundreds of milligrams of sodium, and because the portion size listed on the label is often smaller than the entire can, many people unknowingly double that amount by eating it all at once. Excess sodium intake over time contributes to elevated blood pressure and cardiovascular strain. There is also the issue of sourcing transparency. Large seafood brands do not always clearly communicate where their fish are caught or how they are processed, leaving consumers with limited insight into sustainability or contaminant exposure. While sardines are generally lower in mercury than larger fish, quality and handling still matter. The convenience and affordability of Chicken of the Sea make it appealing, but when you combine refined soybean oil, high sodium, and limited sourcing clarity, it becomes clear that not all sardines are created equal. If you are choosing sardines specifically for health reasons, there are cleaner options available that do not dilute the benefits with low-quality oils and excessive salt. 2. Bumblebee sardines in cottonseed oil. Bumblebee sardines in cottonseed oil may look like another harmless pantry staple, but the details inside the tin tell a different story. Sardines themselves are naturally rich in omega-3 fatty acids, protein, and essential nutrients that support heart and brain health. However, the packing medium makes a significant difference, and cottonseed oil is where the concerns begin. Cottonseed oil is not typically associated with health-focused cooking. It is a byproduct of the cotton industry and requires heavy refining before it becomes edible. Like other refined vegetable oils, it is high in omega-6 fatty acids and lacks the protective antioxidants found in higher quality oils like extra virgin olive oil. When sardines are packed in cottonseed oil, their natural health advantage becomes compromised replaced by an inflammatory fat source that most people already consume in excess through processed foods. This defeats the purpose of choosing sardines as a clean protein source. Sodium levels also raise red flags. A single serving can deliver a substantial amount of salt, and because these tins are small, many consumers eat the entire contents without considering portion control. Over time, frequent consumption of high-sodium canned seafood can contribute to blood pressure issues and water retention. Another factor to consider is processing. Shelf-stable canned fish undergoes heating and preservation methods that prioritize long-term storage and distribution. While this makes the product convenient, it also means flavor, and shelf life often take priority over nutritional optimization. Additionally, cottonseed oil is often chosen for cost efficiency rather than health value, signaling that the formulation is driven more by economics than by wellness. The branding and familiarity of Bumblebee may create a sense of safety, but when you analyze the oil quality and sodium density, the product becomes far less appealing from a health standpoint. Sardines can absolutely be part of a smart diet, but when they are combined with heavily refined oils and excessive salt, they lose much of their advantage. Choosing a better packed option can make a significant difference in maintaining the nutritional integrity that sardines are meant to provide. 3. Beach Cliff sardines in mustard sauce. Beach Cliff sardines in mustard sauce are often marketed as bold, flavorful, and affordable, making them a popular option for shoppers who want something quick and convenient. However, once you examine the ingredient profile, the health appeal begins to weaken. The first concern is the sauce itself. Mustard sauce varieties often contain added sugars, modified food starches, preservatives, and excessive sodium to maintain shelf stability and enhance taste. While sardines naturally provide omega-3 fatty acids and high-quality protein, drowning them in a processed sauce shifts the product from clean protein to heavily flavored convenience food. The sodium content alone can be alarming. A single serving can deliver a significant portion of your daily recommended intake, and because these tins are small, many people consume the entire can in one sitting without realizing they may have doubled the listed serving amount. High sodium intake over time contributes to elevated blood pressure, cardiovascular strain, and water retention. Beyond sodium, the added ingredients in flavored sauces reduce ingredient transparency. Instead of a short, simple list, you often see stabilizers and preservatives that move the product further from its whole food roots. Another overlooked issue is oil quality. Some sauce-based sardines are still packed with low-grade vegetable oils underneath the flavoring layer, meaning you are getting both refined oil and processed sauce in the same tin. This combination diminishes the nutritional value sardines are known for. Sardines should be a straightforward food choice, but when heavily processed sauces are introduced, the product becomes more about flavor engineering than health. Beach Cliff may be budget-friendly, but the trade-off often comes in the form of high sodium, added sugars, and industrial ingredients that compromise the simplicity sardines are meant to offer. If you are choosing sardines specifically for heart health and clean nutrition, sauce-heavy versions like this may not align with that goal. 4. Brunswick sardines in vegetable oil. Brunswick sardines in vegetable oil appear simple at first glance, but the term vegetable oil can be misleading. Vegetable oil is not a single ingredient. It is often a blend of refined oils such as soybean, corn, or canola oil. These oils are heavily processed and high in omega-6 fatty acids, which, when consumed in excess, may promote inflammation in the body. Sardines are widely celebrated for their anti-inflammatory omega-3 content, yet when they are submerged in refined vegetable oil, the nutritional balance becomes less favorable. Instead of enhancing the health profile, the oil can dilute the very benefit that makes sardines desirable. Another major concern is sodium content. Brunswick sardines can contain several hundred milligrams of sodium per serving, and because canned fish is typically eaten in full portions, sodium intake can add up quickly. Combined with other processed foods in a standard diet, this contributes to cumulative salt exposure that may strain cardiovascular health over time. The processing methods used for shelf-stable canned fish also prioritize longevity and uniformity. Heat treatment ensures long storage life, but it also eliminates any potential probiotic benefit that might come from natural fermentation. Additionally, large-scale industrial packing often emphasizes cost efficiency. Vegetable oil is typically chosen because it is cheaper than extra virgin olive oil, signaling that formulation decisions may prioritize margins over ingredient quality. The branding and familiarity of Brunswick may create trust, but when evaluating the oil source, sodium levels, and processing approach, the product becomes less impressive from a health standpoint. Sardines can absolutely be part of a balanced diet, but when packed in low-quality vegetable oils and high-sodium brine, they lose much of their nutritional edge. Choosing sardines packed in water or high-quality olive oil is a significantly smarter move for those prioritizing long-term wellness. 5. Seasoned brand. Sardines in spicy oil blends. Seasoned brand sardines in spicy oil blends are often marketed as gourmet, bold, and full of flavor, appealing to consumers who want something more exciting than plain canned fish. The packaging feels premium, the flavor profile sounds sophisticated, and the spicy oil blend promises intensity. However, once you examine the details, several concerns become clear. The first issue is the oil itself. Spicy oil blends often contain refined vegetable oils as the base, which may include soybean or similar processed oils high in omega-6 fatty acids. While sardines are praised for their omega-3 content and heart-supporting benefits, immersing them in refined vegetable oils disrupts that balance and reduces the overall anti-inflammatory advantage. The spice and flavoring components may also contain added sodium and sometimes sugar to amplify taste. When bold flavor is the selling point, it often relies on increased salt levels to enhance intensity. A single serving can carry a significant sodium load, and because these tins are small and marketed as snackable, many consumers eat the entire can in one sitting. That doubles or even triples the sodium listed per serving. Over time, regular consumption of high-sodium canned seafood contributes to elevated blood pressure and fluid retention. Another factor is processing. Shelf-stable sardines are heat-treated for preservation, eliminating any potential probiotic benefit and prioritizing long storage life over freshness. The spicy oil coating may also mask the true quality of the fish inside. Strong seasoning can compensate for average F-ish quality, making it difficult for consumers to evaluate sourcing or freshness. Premium branding does not always guarantee superior ingredient standards. While seasoned brand may avoid some artificial additives, the reliance on refined oils and elevated sodium undermines the clean image. Sardines should be a straightforward, nutrient-dense food, but when layered in heavily seasoned oil blends, the nutritional clarity becomes blurred. If you are choosing sardines specifically for omega-3 intake and heart health, spicy oil varieties like this may not provide the clean benefit you expect. 6. Crown Prince sardines in sauce-based varieties. Crown Prince sardines in sauce-based varieties may appear upscale and responsibly sourced, and in some cases, the brand promotes sustainability messaging that builds consumer trust. However, certain sauce-packed options introduce complications that reduce the overall health appeal. The primary concern lies in the added sauces, which can contain elevated sodium levels, sugars, and thickening agents designed to stabilize flavor during long shelf storage. When sardines are packed in tomato, mustard, or specialty sauces, the ingredient list becomes longer and more processed than simple sardines in water or olive oil. Sodium content is frequently high, and because canned fish is often eaten as a full serving, total salt intake can escalate quickly. Heavily seasoned oils can overshadow the natural taste of the fish, making it harder to judge freshness and quality. Another issue is oil and fat quality beneath the sauce layer. Some varieties may still include refined vegetable oils as part of the formulation, which dilutes the omega-3 benefit sardines are known for. While the brand reputation may be stronger than some competitors, not all product lines are nutritionally equal. Sauce-based sardines are often developed to appeal to a broader audience that may not enjoy the natural taste of fish. That means flavor enhancement sometimes takes priority over ingredient purity. Processing methods still involve heat treatment for shelf stability, which ensures safety, but also eliminates any live beneficial bacteria. Additionally, the presence of added sugars in certain sauce recipes contradicts the idea of sardines as a clean protein source. Sardines themselves are naturally nutrient-dense, but when combined with complex sauce systems and elevated sodium, the simplicity that makes them valuable is compromised. Even brands with positive reputations require careful label reading. Choosing sauce-free, minimal ingredient varieties is a smarter strategy for those seeking the true health benefits sardines can provide. 7. Great value, sardines in soybean oil. Great value, sardines in soybean oil may seem like an affordable, no-frills option for shoppers looking to save money, but the lower price often signals compromises in ingredient quality. The biggest concern is the oil. Soybean oil is one of the most heavily refined and industrialized oils in the modern food supply. It undergoes chemical extraction, deodorization, and bleaching before it ever reaches the can, while sardines are naturally rich in omega-3 fatty acids that help reduce inflammation and support heart health. Submerging them in refined soybean oil creates an imbalance by increasing omega-6 intake. The modern diet already contains excessive omega-6 fats, and too much of it can promote inflammatory processes in the body. That means the oil inside this may directly counteract the benefit people seek when choosing sardines. Sodium is another issue. Like many budget canned fish options, great value sardines can contain several hundred milligrams of sodium per serving. Since most consumers eat the entire tin in one sitting, actual intake may be double what appears on the label. Over time, frequent high sodium consumption contributes to elevated blood pressure and increased cardiovascular strain. Another factor is sourcing transparency. Store brands often provide limited detail about where the fish are caught or how they are handled before canning. While sardines are generally lower in mercury than larger fish, sourcing still matters for freshness, contaminant exposure, and sustainability. Processing methods prioritize shelf life and cost efficiency, meaning flavor consistency and durability often take precedence over premium oil choices. The simplicity of the label can create the illusion of a clean product, but when refined oil quality and sodium density are examined closely, the health value becomes less convincing. Sardines themselves are nutritious, but when paired with industrial soybean oil and high salt content, the overall product becomes far less impressive. Saving a few dollars may not be worth compromising the nutritional integrity of a food many people rely on for heart and brain health support. 8. King Oscar sardines in flavored oil varieties. King Oscar sardines are often considered a premium brand, known for elegant packaging and a reputation for quality. However, certain flavored oil varieties deserve careful scrutiny. While plain versions may be acceptable, flavored options packed in specialty oils introduce potential drawbacks. Many of these varieties rely on refined oils combined with seasonings to create bold EF flavor profile. Even when olive oil is used, it is not always clear whether it is extra virgin or highly refined. Refined oils lack the antioxidant properties that make high-quality olive oil beneficial. When sardines are immersed in flavored oil blends, the added ingredients can increase sodium levels and introduce unnecessary additives designed to stabilize taste during long storage periods. Sodium content in some flavored varieties remains substantial, and as with other canned fish products, serving sizes listed on labels may not reflect actual consumption patterns. Consumers often eat the entire tin, unknowingly doubling their salt intake. Another concern is the masking effect of strong flavors. Heavily seasoned oils can overshadow the natural taste of the fish, making it harder to judge freshness and quality. Premium branding can create a health halo effect, leading shoppers to assume all varieties under the label are equally nutritious. However, ingredient quality can vary significantly between product lines. Sardines are healthiest when packed simply in water or high-quality extra virgin olive oil with minimal seasoning. The more complex the oil blend becomes, the further the product drifts from nutritional simplicity. While King Oscar maintains a strong reputation, not every flavored option aligns with the clean, nutrient-dense image sardines are meant to represent. Consumers who assume that premium packaging guarantees optimal nutrition may overlook the sodium content and oil refinement levels that ultimately determine health value. Even respected brands require careful label reading to ensure the product supports, rather than undermines, your wellness goals. Now, before you swear off sardines forever, here's the truth. Sardines themselves are not the enemy. In fact, when sourced properly and packed cleanly, they are one of the most nutrient-dense foods you can buy. The problem isn't the fish, it's the oil, the sodium overload, the sugary sauces, and the industrial shortcuts some brands take to cut costs and extend shelf life. Sardines should be simple: fish, water, or high-quality olive oil, maybe a little sea salt. That's it. When brands stick to that formula, you actually get the omega-3 power, the protein density, and the heart-supporting benefits people talk about. So now, let's look at 2 sardine brands that actually live up to the health hype: cleaner oils, better sourcing transparency, and smarter ingredient choices. Safe brand. Number 1. Wild Planet Sardines in Extra Virgin Olive Oil. Wild Planet Sardines in Extra Virgin Olive Oil stand out immediately because of one simple detail. They prioritize oil quality. Instead of soybean, cottonseed, or vague vegetable oil blends, Wild Planet uses extra virgin olive oil, which is rich in antioxidants and monounsaturated fats that support heart health. This matters because the oil in a sardine tin is not just a background ingredient. It directly affects the nutritional balance of the product. By using extra virgin olive oil, Wild Planet enhances the anti-inflammatory benefits of the omega-3 fatty acids naturally found in sardines, rather than diluting them with inflammatory omega-6 heavy oils. Another key strength is ingredient simplicity. The label is refreshingly short. Sardines, extra virgin olive oil, and sea salt. No artificial preservatives, no added sugar, no complicated sauces masking the fish. That transparency is a major upgrade compared to brands that rely on flavored oils and thickened sauces. Wild Planet Planet also emphasizes sustainable sourcing. The company is known for prioritizing wild-caught fish and responsible harvesting practices, which reduces concerns about overfishing and environmental impact. While all seafood requires scrutiny, clearer sourcing communication builds consumer trust and confidence in product quality. Sodium levels are still present, as expected with canned fish, but they are not inflated by sugary sauces or aggressive flavor engineering. The focus remains on the fish itself. That simplicity keeps the nutritional integrity intact. Taste-wise, these sardines are clean and balanced. The olive oil complements the fish instead of overpowering it. You can drain the oil if you prefer lower calorie intake, but the option to consume it means you are ingesting a high-quality fat rather than a refined industrial one. Wild Planet proves that sardines can remain nutrient-dense without unnecessary additives. If you are eating sardines for omega-3s, protein, and cardiovascular support, this is the type of product that aligns with those goals instead of working against them. Safe, brand number 2. Santo Amaro European Sardines in Olive Oil. Santo Amaro European sardines in olive oil are another example of what clean canned seafood should look like. European sardine producers often adhere to stricter quality controls and traditional packing methods, and this brand reflects that difference. Instead of refined vegetable oils, these sardines are packed in olive oil, preserving the nutritional value rather than compromising it. The ingredient list remains minimal: sardines, olive oil, salt, no corn syrup, no artificial dyes, no flavor thickening agents. That simplicity ensures you are eating fish, not a chemistry experiment disguised as seafood. Sourcing transparency is another advantage. European sardine fisheries are often subject to regulated harvesting standards designed to maintain sustainable populations. While no fishery is perfect, tighter oversight reduces some of the ambiguity found in large mass-market brands. Another benefit is texture and overall fish quality. Sardines packed in olive oil without heavy sauces allow the natural flavor to remain intact. When brands do not need to mask the fish with excessive seasoning, it often signals confidence in freshness and handling practices. Sodium content remains reasonable compared to many sauce-heavy or spicy varieties. Without added flavor systems, the salt level reflects preservation needs rather than taste manipulation. Sardines are meant to be a nutrient-dense protein source. They should deliver omega-3 fats, calcium, and vitamin D without extra sugar, low-grade oils, or unnecessary additives. Santo Amaro sticks close to that model. When you compare ingredient transparency, oil quality, and overall simplicity, this brand clearly stands apart from many of the mass-produced alternatives. It keeps sardines in their natural, beneficial form, rather than turning them into heavily processed convenience food. So here's the truth. Sardines can either be one of the smartest foods in your pantry, or one of the most misleading, and the difference comes down to the label you choose. The fish itself is powerful, packed with omega-3s, protein, and essential nutrients, but once it's swimming in refined oils, overloaded with sodium, or buried in sugary sauces, that health advantage starts to disappear. Most people never question it. They assume all sardines are equal, but now you know better. You've seen which brands cut corners and which ones keep things clean and simple. That knowledge gives you power every time you step into a grocery store. If this video opened your eyes even a little, make sure you hit the like button because it helps this information reach more people who are trying to eat smarter. Share this with someone who keeps sardines in their pantry right now. And if you want more honest breakdowns of everyday foods and brands most people blindly trust, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss what's coming next. We're just getting started.